Hello everybody, it's Stewart Swerdlow for Expansions.com and for Speedstart.com, which is my new global sponsor and arranges all of my talks and lectures around the world. Don't forget to check out Expansions.com and Speedstart.com. And you might be wondering where I am right now, and I'm in a mountain village in the western part of Poland called Karpacz. And for those of you who wonder what Karpacz might mean in English, it really is the Carpathian Mountains, which runs from Czech Republic to southern Poland and into Ukraine. And it's been a very interesting week on my long trip. I started out in London, which was a very successful seminar, and we had great consultations. I met a lot of interesting people, one of which was a person who was a super soldier in the past, and I believe you have seen pictures of the both of us on Facebook and perhaps on Expansions. And so we will be following up on his story. His name is Max Spears, and I met also his partner, which is a very lovely person, and we will be doing a lot of work in the future, I think. From London, had a very early flight to Warsaw, where I transferred to Prague and met my wonderful Czech producer with whom I did films earlier this year. And he's here filming this for us as well, as part of the seminar as well. And from Prague, we drove here to Karpacz. And I've already started doing the consultations, and my seminars will probably be over by the time you see this video. From here, I will go to Frankfurt and Istanbul, Amman, Jordan, then a very quick stop in Qatar before I come back to the United States for a very brief time. And then I start my trips all over again. But stay posted on Expansions.com for that. Well, I have to say that the world has been very volatile during the time that I've been away. As many of you have seen on the news, there's been a lot of information and uproar across Europe about the refugees coming from the Middle East, entering Turkey and Macedonia, Greece, Serbia, Hungary, and even Czech Republic, all trying to make their way to the western part of the EU, especially to Austria and Germany, where they feel they will have a better life. Interestingly, I recently found out that Iceland, a country of only 300,000 people, is willing to accept over 11,000 of these refugees. Now that's quite interesting because that would be nearly 5% of the entire Icelandic population. And those people who will arrive there will have quite a culture shock. In addition, David Cameron of the UK has also agreed to take many thousands of these refugees into Britain. So, on the surface, it might seem to be a great humanitarian effort on the part of the Europeans. However, you must ask yourself this question. Why, if they go into Afghanistan and Pakistan and Iraq and other countries around the world to stop fighting and destruction, why hasn't the United States and its allies also gone into Syria and Iraq and the other parts of the Middle East where ISIS is in full power and blowing up ancient temples and museums and artifacts which can never be replaced? The only answer can be that they want them to do this. They want these refugees to come across to Europe so that this population infiltrates into the general population. I am pretty sure that within this group of refugees which is being admitted across the European Union and even the Schengen countries, that there will be embedded in them large groups of terrorists, and they have a plot to disrupt European life and maybe even make their way over to North America. And then again, we have to also assume that they are allowed to do this. It's because those who are in power want them to do this. We're also seeing some flare-ups and ups and downs in the stock market. And as you know, this month, September 2015, is the Shemitah month, or Shemitah, however you want to pronounce it. And there will be a major global economic crash imminently. People have asked me, what do you think we should do with our money? How should we save ourselves? Well, the answer is the crash will be global. It doesn't matter what country you go to or where you put your money. But from what I have been told by others who are in the know, that it's best to invest in silver and gold bars or coins that are tangible, not the paper. While I was in London, I met a woman who worked for a financial institution, and I told her about what this economic crash will be and when it's coming. And she seemed quite surprised. She had not heard of it. So she went to her superiors, and they were shocked that she knew about it. And they actually said it was true. So they confirmed that this was coming, and that they themselves are putting their finances or back up economically into gold and silver as well. So those who are in charge of the financial markets know exactly what's coming, they know what to expect, but just as in all of the financial crashes in the last 100 years and more, especially even in 1929, 2001, and 2008, those who have money know where to keep it, how to save it, and how to actually profit on the losses of others. So, of course, many of you listening may not have any money invested or even to lose, but just keep in mind that somewhere in 2016, possibly around February 2016, things will start to improve, and so that's when they will start the idea or implementing a global currency, which I wrote about many years ago in my Blue Blood book. And in those days, the currency was going to be called the Phoenix, or rising up from the ashes of the old economic system. It's also interesting to note that on September 23rd, the new Pope, Petros Romanos, the last Pope, will be coming to the United States to make appearances and speeches. Now, of course, the timing of this is very critical and very symbolic. He's coming at a time when the crash maybe will be underway. It is also the Jewish New Year, which is very significant. And the Pope has also declared next year a Jubilee year, which it is according to biblical prophecy. So in Jubilee years, which happens every 49 to 50 years, we can expect some major event to happen in the Middle East and somewhere else globally that will affect the world as you know it. So keep all of these things in mind, and remember what I told you on my podcast and in my seminars. 3 things to remember. You have nothing ever to fear, you are always loved, and you can do nothing wrong. So if you keep those things in mind as all of this is happening, you will remain calm and balanced, and nothing will affect you. Remember to stay in brown and violet, balance your T-bar, use your brown merger. If any of you have been slacking off on your mental work or deprogramming, now is the time to get back into it immediately. We're going to see many things, many global events happen in the next couple of weeks and the next couple of months, even through the end of the year and into January. Don't be afraid of what you hear or what you see on the news. Remember that all of it is completely staged for your imprinting and for creating fear in the world. And don't let this affect you. Stay in the violet protection and deflect all of it. I thank you all for your attention. Please check out my schedule, so those of you who want to see me know where I am. I have gotten many contacts from people in the UK and Ireland who want to know when I'm going to be there after I left, because they didn't take the time to check out the expansion's website in the weeks previously. So please check it out now, and no matter where you are in the world, I'm probably going to be somewhere near you in the very near future. Okay? North America, South America, Europe, and Asia. I'll be around your neighborhood in the near future, so keep that all in mind. And I'm very grateful that Janet is back in headquarters taking care of everything while I'm away. I know it's very difficult for her, so I thank you all for giving her your support and writing nice things to her and keeping everything flowing smoothly for expansions. We will be doing our conference in October. This will be a major conference on true world history. I will be teaching the clear energy as you all have requested. It's very important that you sign up immediately because places are filling up, and consultations, I think, may already be filled up. And also remember that in January is our week-long training class in St. Joseph, Michigan. People are coming from all over the world, from almost every continent. And I think that if you want to learn something before the you-know-what hits the fan, now is the time to do that. So sign up immediately. Contact customer support at expansions.com, and they will help you make all of the arrangements. And of course, don't forget our new radionics machines, and we have new designs coming, so watch for that on the site, and order yours as soon as possible, because it takes some time to build. They're handmade, they're designed by Expansions people, and they work absolutely amazingly, and you might want to have one during the time to come. But thank you very much for your attention. Look forward to seeing you, and this is Stewart Swerdlow signing off from Karpacz, Poland.